Welcome to South Omaha Speed. Gives you a little update on the Fastback here we've been working on. Peyton and Ryan are going to be out here soon. It's like they're coming over tonight. Might even try to run this thing around the block. But let me get you caught up what you missed out on since the last time I've had the camera on. Bumper brackets came in, so we got the bumper on. And we got this front valance from CJ Pony Parts. Got that bolted on with the Shelby scoop in the middle of the air intake for the oil cooler, but we're just vented to the radiator. But new brackets, still got to wire up the park lights there. At some point somebody cut the wires, so but we'll get them all bandaged back together. The new front brakes are on. We have a little problem with these rotors here. These came off Amazon for $100 a piece. I'm assuming they're Chinese, but they were rubbing really hard through here. I mean, you could hardly turn the caliper, or the rotor, excuse me, and they're still hitting. That's with no brake pads inside there. So it's a lot better than it was, but you could actually see where it was rubbing the marker. I put some marker black Sharpie on here and you can see where it was rubbing. So I got a little more clearance than due to there. These, I think I mentioned it before, are leftover probably from 20 years ago at Napa. My buddy Billy Z bought these and had them around, new old stock, and so he sold them to me for this. So I'm feeling good about the rotors as far as the hitting issue here. I think it's the calipers, but and also even with the brake pads in, they was so tight you could hardly move the rotor too. I mean, just like the pucks aren't going in far enough. So I don't know if the pads are too thick, but I took the pads to a belt sander today and just buzzed a couple thousandths off of them, and they slide right in now. This side's done, ready to go. You can see them here. Just spins pretty nice now with the pads in. This caliper didn't need to be clearanced, it didn't hit, so just I had to basically clearance the pads only. And we also got the power steering done. I rebuilt this sector right here, and there is a reason why they sell you remanufactured ones, and it's probably best just to go ahead and buy one, because I got a kit from O'Reilly's for $50 to build this piece, but there's like a big sleeve bearing up in here that doesn't come in the kit, and this one's worn out, so it's going to probably have a little steering I don't know what you want to call it, there's a little play in there on the steering arm because they didn't come with that bearing. So it is what it is. I got new lines here. I got this slave cylinder, whatever you want to call it, the power steering assist ram. That's all brand new, 2 new lines. These lines are used. Same ones are on the car. So we're hoping for good things there. We'll see how that goes. That new piece is the whole arm. When you buy it for $65, it seems like it's the whole drag link with the power steering valve on the end. It's all one piece when you buy it, so I just bought the kit and see how it goes. Fingers crossed there. So I got to do a little more clearance on this caliper, a little more grinding, and then we'll put the Americans on and the new tires. We already got the brakes bled. We bled them the other night. We got the 67 dual master cylinder on this with a wheel width proportioning valve. When we get it on the ground, I'll show you that too. So a little more grinding on this, and then we'll get the tires on it. And a couple things we got to do before we put it on the ground and run it is hook up the fuel tank, the line to the actual new sender isn't hooked up. A little piece of fuel line about that big. And then we got to hook up the fuel line to the fuel pump here. I kind of got it rigged up from the last time we ran it. 2 years ago when we first started it, we ran it through 3 heat cycles. So it's kind of Mickey Mouse up there, but we might even take it around the block that way. The plan is to maybe take it around the block tonight. We're trying to take this to a graduation party. Peyton and her boyfriend are trying to drive this thing about 20 miles on Saturday to a graduation party. It'd be the first time it's been on the road, except from in '79. If it goes around the block tonight, so it'll be its like first trip on Saturday out on the road. If the transmission works, there's a lot of ifs here. That transmission could be all mudded up in the bottom of the pan. So it's Wednesday tonight. If we can drive it tonight and see if the transmission is good. If it's not good, we got one shot of maybe taking the pan off and changing the filter if it's all mudded up. And then there's a modulator valve my dad says you can kind of mess with on these old C4s. So maybe we'll learn about that if we have to. If it doesn't work good, who knows? We don't know what we're up against yet. So let me grind the caliper and we'll get back with you and show what else we got going on. All right, so I got this caliper off and I had a clearance. Actually, I clearanced both top and bottom right here, which is too tight. Now I don't know if I got a problem because this is the tolerances in this caliper when it was manufactured is off, or something's wrong with my original plate that converts these V8 spindles to disc brakes. I'm not sure what the problem is, but these pads right here. We're hitting the rotor, so I just clearing some a little bit to get up in those corners. I used a 4-inch grinding disc to get in here originally, but I couldn't get up in these corners, so I just used this here to finish off way up in here. So hopefully I'll get that bolted on. That should clear, and we can put the wheels on this thing. The A-team has made it over. We even got Pops is here, keep an eye on us. Ryan up here is getting the fuel pump to the line coming from the fuel tank. Get that hooked up with a filter. And Peyton, back here, you got the line on the gas tank here from the new sender hooked up here to the original gas line. So new sender all hooked up, new hose, new line, new clamps. So and then we can here's that new brake line we put in here because it was clogged. We actually had a clog and we went to bleed the brakes, and we had to replace that line. So anyway, this we got this front brake up here working real good as far as pads are in it, free spinning. The other side's done. I just got to put the Loctite in the bolts. So that's a win. So button this thing up and get her on the ground, maybe get her started. Okay, so we got the car down on the lift here. Work on that fuel line up top. We get that fuel line hooked up. Put some gas in the tank. So thing's gonna fire. What do you think?
Yeah.
Ryan?
Oh yeah.
Think it's gonna go?
Oh, she'll go.
Oh, she's gonna go. All right, all right.
Might not drive. She'll go.
We'll see. We'll see. Put her in gear, and no, we got brakes. We can see if we gotta get that throttle hooked up too. We gotta do that. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Put a couple gallons in it and half that jug maybe.
Stop.
When you think that jug is half empty, we'll stop. Putting fuel in it. Getting close. Ain't gonna lie, pretty excited. Try it, brake.
Well, she might have hit the brakes and then it left rolling, you know, because pads are out. Hold it, we're running over a squeegee or something. Back it up.
Over a squeegee. There we go. Move that wood real quick. That's an FE.
We should be clearing everything. Oh, well.
Alright, there we go. Sorry, I'm not helping much there.
Very good. She's running all by herself. What do you mean?
Let's get right there. Put in park.
Look at her.
Put this inside. Wait, so I'm spring. I think. She's out, honey. Open the throttle down. Push the foot feed down.
Push what?
The gas pedal down.
Like you got, give it gas.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna run. Have you?
There's a little light right
No
here.
gas yet. No squirter yet. That's weird.
So what's this wire? Is this the
Just jump from that post
to the red?
You got her. Yep.
All right,
Ready?
Dad's got
I need
the
the starting fluid. Sorry. Thank you. Go ahead. Shut off. Yep. Maybe.
Ready?
Yep.
You had it.
Yep.
Sorry.
You're okay.
Sounds good. I don't want to squirt the deal, but I will. You got it.
It's fine. Yeah. Worked great 2 years ago.
Have you had that happen before?
little fire?
Yeah.
Oh, you have a little fire, yeah.
You gotta have a little fire.
Well, if the carburetor's not squirting, but I tell you what, when it does run, I mean, its motor ain't pounding, knocking, nothing.
Right.
And then even smoking. Look at there, ain't even no exhaust smoke. But it's probably running a little thin,
Shop's a little smoky.
a little lean on that starter
Well, not
fluid.
smoky like dark blue
Yeah.
or, you know what I mean?
But that route, probably smarter.
I don't know if it's smarter. I did try to start with the spark plug out. There's that.
There's that.
We just gotta tighten that clamp.
You left it tight on it?
Not anymore. I don't know if it's still leaking, but
Yeah, she's that damn fuel pump, Dad.
Should be running.
That's why we're out here tonight doing it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, on Wednesday and not Friday.
That's right. Don't see any brake fluid leaking. That's good. Yeah, if that damn fuel pump was just working, son of a bitch. Well, tomorrow we'll get you a fuel pump. Tomorrow night we'll put a fuel pump on it,
Yep.
and go from there.
For tonight, we'll just push it back inside, right?
Yeah. Welcome back to South Omaha Speed. Day 2 of trying to get this thing going around the block. I just had some runs, got a little on my shirt, so our bellies are full, feels good. The A-team's back over. Of course, Pops is here. We're gonna roll this thing back out. Last night I didn't want to start, couldn't get that fuel pump to work, so I bought one today, thinking we're gonna change the fuel pump, but I'm like, let me check that line. So there was a little piece of crud in the line, right where it goes to the fuel sender on the back, down low. That dug up there with a drill bit and actually got it unplugged. So and blew some air through it and got it all cleaned out. So now we're gonna try it again, get that thing running, and maybe take it for a round on the block for the first time since 1979, we believe. It's the last time it ran. So William Hall, if you're watching, out in Oakland, brother, this is for you. So William Hall was the one that owned the car, bought it for his first wife out in Oakland in 73 or 72 from the original owner. So William was the second owner and owned it all the way until I bought it in 2020, September of 2020. So, and then it just sat in the garage. So we're close to getting this thing rolling here for the first time. And I texted William last night, let him know we're close. So anyway, stand by. We'll see if we can get this thing running, and we'll move some cars out of the way and see what we take it around the block. So we are getting close. What do you think, boss? We ready to go?
we're doing things.
Ryan says yes. What do you think? Yeah, we're close. All right. Doing this again for the second time. Had to drain it because the fuel line was plugged.
Is that the good stuff?
Well, it's fuel. It's just, I think it's 91,
Yeah,
91 for the tractor.
Alcohol, right? You ready? Battery cable's gonna be put back on.
You can start there, Dad.
We got coolant leaking everywhere out of this thing. We're gonna have to redo that.
Want to do it now, or?
Might as well.
That's what's smoking.
That accelerator is probably idle. Or
It probably will.
Fast
and that accelerator pump might start working once it gets wet too.
True.
I mean, it might
Yeah.
once it swells up a little bit,
Yeah.
it might
Sound
start pumping again. Yeah.
No knocking. That's a good deal.
Why is it, Jeezy Pete? Why is it so hard to seal that son of a bitch? You know what I mean?
It's not the right thing. It's supposed
And
to
then
be
it's
heater
got
hose.
threads.
Right. It's gonna
Water running through the threads.
take off. Let it run, leak, and
You guys like it one on?
You might could choke it a little bit too. Have enough problem with fire. Huh?
I don't want to ruin this, but I will.
okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working. It worked. Dude, the carburetor pump's working again. Probably swelled up and the gas wouldn't know. Wow, right? We gotta put a return spring on it. We gotta fix this door before we drive it. Go ahead and shut it off.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing just shuts right down too. Like at diesels or at freewheels, because there's no compression, it just stops. Like it's got good compression, you know? It sounded that good when we started it after it had sat for 40 years on the trailer 2 years ago. It sounded that good.
We probably ran it 20 minutes, half hour.
3 heat cycles. We ran a half a gallon of gas through it and ran out of gas sitting on the trailer idling.
But that was a small can, wasn't a tank.
It was a half a gallon of gas, and that,
Yeah.
you know, maybe more. It was just sitting there over 3 heat cycles and idling. Yeah, it ran out of gas.
Where's the window?
Good for you. Good job. Yeah.
So Peyton, you'll probably smile for a week.
Okay, we got the posse here that all helped work on the car. We're going on the first cruise. I'm gonna drive it first. I offered it Peyton if you want to take the wheel first, but she wanted me to just go get her going, just make sure everything's good, and then we'll. And then I'm gonna let her take the helmet around the neighborhood and just see how it goes. See how that training is working, so it doesn't overheat, and who knows what could happen. So let's do this. We're doing it. We're getting in.
You want to hand me that bungee cord?
First run since 1979, going under its own power right here. All right, got a neutral.
Is this actually working or is this a dream?
It's working. It's going. I'm afraid to put it in gear because I think it's going to die. We don't have the key hooked up, so we got to get out of the hood to start it. So I'm trying to get out here street, put it in gears. We're going downhill is the plan. Power steering is working amazing. A lot better than I thought it would. This seat must be adjusted for you. It's doing awesome so far, isn't it? What?
Moment of truth.
Yeah. Let's see back just a little bit. What? What? Get those mirrors adjusted up, you know what I mean? Oh, what?
I can hold myself with my hands on the seat.
Good job. So you can see?
It's crazy how low this back glass is. You really gotta slouch in these back seats.
Right. They're not made for big
But
people.
now we can, when we're at the... Hey Dad, we could take this to the drive-in.
Well, we sure could.
Because then
Or Peyton and Ryan could take it. We could take the Bronco. How awesome is this doing so far, right? Yay! I think it needs accelerator pump, but that's no big deal. Probably would hurt some new plugs and some wires. Give it a little tune-up too.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the 40-year-old plug wires, and you know what I mean. Spark plugs out of the other engine. It does have points condenser, but it could use a new cap and rotor. And this is the motor I thought was stock, and I thought it was junk. And you know what I mean.
how does this work?
Jeez. Wow.
She moves.
Yeah, carpet's kind of going to crap here. Got stuff all flying up from the road.
Tires are definitely rubbing. It's only ever hit once. When it went, hey! That's kind of a big dip.
Mm-hmm.
Push your feet.
Oh, really?
Might just do a little bit of that to keep it running. Not too much. Just go ahead and throw it in drive. Come to reverse and get a neutral. One more. Yep.
Where?
Right there. Yep.
Okay.
Feather gas. Okay. Okay. You're good. I mean,
Tires and wheels.
I mean,
Transmission good?
it made it back. I mean, right? We left and it made it back. That's legit.
Better, it's better
That's
shifting
what
my
you get for kicking me and Peyton out.
Well, honey, the tires were rubbing. We had to get you out of the car. Sorry. Appreciate you going though. I mean, you got to ride in it. You got to go on the first ride. What do you think? Awesome. Grab a couple waters, will you? Grandpa too. We had to tighten up a hose was leaking.
Hose is leaking.
Yep, it was just at the clamp.
The same one?
No, different one. This radiator hose was loose.
So I guess the accelerator pump is. Thank you.
It's soft. Thank you.
That was awesome.
You sound angry.
We're gonna have to fix that floor. Sure.
Yeah, I got a piece.
I hear that. She says that carpet's a little.
I mean, we could lay a piece of steel on it and then just put a mat over it or something too. You know what I mean? A piece of wood would fix it for Saturday. I think the most important thing to do for Saturday is probably the key. Get the ignition key in it.
Yeah.
Get the accelerator pump fixed.
I think that's really just about it.
Yeah.
For Saturday.
Right. Yep.
There's other little small things, but
Right. Yeah. But sure.
doing shocks Sunday.
It needs shocks.
Or after, not just
Shocks
Sunday.
and sway bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Will help a ton.
But transmission works good, huh? That was a big plus. Big
Oh,
scare.
well, I don't think it's made it to third gear yet. But with that 280 gear, you could go to second gear. You mean Gretna? At 45 mile an hour?
Yeah.
For sure. So we're going to do a recap on this one. Great night. The A-team, they left. And he had a great time driving around the neighborhood with us. Everybody got to drive it, of course. Peyton and Ryan both got to drive it. We left with it. It made it home. That's always a good first danger ride. Really successful. It's great to see the hard work pay off. Those guys put it in the car, and it needs a little sorting still. You know, none of the lights work, and it needs an ignition key, so we don't have to start it under the hood, and all kinds of stuff, and shocks, and so. But other than all the little things it still needs, it was wow. Transmission seems to be working great. Can't really tell if it's shifting into third. Don't think it's really shifting into third. But for the party on Saturday in Gretna, which is the goal, which is like maybe 15 miles down the road, they could probably just cruise at 45 in second gear. It's got like a 280 something rear end gear, so it ain't like it's screaming, so that should work no problem. But anyway, thanks for joining. What an adventure up to this point. Get this car ready to go. First time the car's moved since 1979, I believe, is what William had said. And just the way the motor sounds and the transmission worked. I mean, I figured it would have puked the front seal on this drive. I didn't think it would make it, but it did. It shifts just like butter too, the 1-2 shift. Just couldn't be more thrilled. And maybe that 3 shift will come around after it gets a little more miles in it, builds a little more pressure maybe, who knows. But anyway, it looks like it's going to make it for Saturday. We think we got a lot of fiddle-faddle to do tomorrow. Try to get the brake lights to work, ignition switch, all those little things. Make the door shut on the passenger side. We had it bungee cord. Sorry, on the driver's side, it was bungee corded shut for the cruise, but we got to work on that latch. It's all gummed up. Couldn't fix it like I did the passenger side because the way it was on the lift. I couldn't get the door open deep enough to get in there to clean that door latch out with some brake clean and some WD-40 and some oil and get that thing freed up. So hopefully we get that done. The door will latch. We got a handle to put on it for the passenger side. A bunch of little knick-knack stuff. We might try to get done this tomorrow afternoon. Stuff we have to get done to drive it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Tell your neighbors and friends. We appreciate you. We'll catch you next time on South Omaha Speed.